Both Marissa and Michael believe that the proliferation of a pro-life worldview requires the church to take an active role.
We need you. We, meaning the pro-life movement, we need you. We need the church as a whole. And some churches are very good about, standing up, protecting life, defending life, talking about this, offering healing for those who have had an abortion, because that's another key. Our patients, these women, they need you.
There was this disconnect between being an American citizen and being a citizen of heaven. And somehow, if you're an American patriot and you have any kind of patriotism, that somehow is separate from a biblical worldview. And we have to be able to bring those together, because as you know, there is such an assault, not just on the Bible, number one, but on America, right? Number two. And somehow as we separate, church and state, right? This is the big lie that the church is supposed to be completely separate from the state. And we have this same lie that America is somehow separate from a biblical worldview, that those things can't interrelate. And, we need to do our best to counter all the nonsense that's being taught in our public schools. And, you've seen this, many people pulling their kids out of public school. And, that might be a good idea for your family in the sense of, instilling that Christian worldview, because for sure it's going to come under assault if your kids are in the public, government school system.
And so, the church as a whole, but I also mean church, like just us as individuals. Don't wait for your church to start something if you're not necessarily super proactive in the pro-life movement. Don't sit back and just go, well, church isn't doing anything, that's a shame. Be the one that says, I'm going to start something. And even if it's not through your entire church, but just be that person if you know.
There's such an effort in our culture to see this involvement in politics, especially we're getting over this a little bit, but especially in the church, it's like you're one of those kind of crazy right-wing people, in our church. There's always a group of you, we'll try and appease you as much as we can. But just don't get too crazy. Don't start calling your reps. Don't get up on stage and make an announcement about how we need to fight for religious liberty. This is getting much better, which I'm really glad about. Right, the more and more churches are seeing the light on this and saying, "Wow, we really need to get involved." But we do need to make an effort to make going to the state house cool again, right? Or make calling your state rep cool again. People need to understand that this making these calls, going to your state house is the ebb and flow of the Christian life. Where did we lose this idea?
Believers need to take an active role in speaking up for life. Doing this will require them to take part in the mission of the church, whether as part of a local body or working with a parachurch organization doing the mission of the church. The church is needed.
If we loved them like Jesus, we showed them Christ, we were his hands and feet, that's what matters.